Welcome to Hardcore Casuals. It is episode 44.
Oh, yeah.
Hitting the double foes.
You're like middle-aged
right.
over here.
Just been a short break.
Yes, just a short break since last time.
Made sure we all took our temperatures and checked the log before we got in. Nobody has a fever. No need for cowbell.
No.
I'm wearing my mask, guys. Don't worry.
It was specifically an us thing. We don't make our guests do that. We don't want them to feel pressured into.
Oh, okay, cool.
He is, however, sitting at least 6 feet away from everybody else.
I don't know that. With the bearded setup of Viking godliness, you have to say 6 feet away.
Right.
Pretty much, the beard creates a perimeter. Is that how that works?
Yep.
The beard and the flowy locks.
It's very hard to take pictures with friends.
Yeah.
You need the wide angle lens just for the beard.
He has the saddest birthday pictures ever.
Right.
If you guys couldn't tell, we have another guest with us this week. For this episode, we have our newfound streamer friend Epi online here with us.
Welcome.
Welcome to the show, Epi.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
As you guys know, I'm the social butterfly of Facebook and streamers. So randomly one day found Epi on the chats, started hitting the dad jokes and all sorts of random stuff there, and it was a good opportunity to bring him on, and he was willing to put up with us for a little while, and that's how it worked.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Dad jokes are killer, by the way.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. He has a gift. It's true. Hey, I love it, so I always encourage it.
Ben loves it. Dan loves it. Jen, not so much.
Oh, I can
Secretly.
totally
Tolerates
chat.
it with
Secretly
lots of
loves it.
grumbling. That's what Jen does.
Yeah, they were good. They definitely lightened up the mood on the stream.
Yeah.
Until it got a little crazy. Then it just started to become not dad jokes, and that got a little weird.
Yeah, I tried to peel out of that one. Like it's going a little dark.
Right. It's like, okay. I get about halfway through the joke, and I'm like, I'm not.
I can't say that on the.
Nope. Sorry, this is PG.
Oh, all right.
I was like, oh, that joke is actually funny and horrible, but funny.
Yeah, the one I didn't read.
Yeah,
She's like, that's right up my alley. Oh, wait.
exactly.
Jeez.
But
Great start, right?
I'm a bad person, so like everybody already knows that. It's pretty much known.
Yeah. All right. Well, so you know me, you know Jen, Dan, who was our other host here, was your 1500th or your 1500 follower.
Oh
That's
yeah, that's right.
who I tagged in to get that number hit for you.
Nice.
So, and
Thank
then
you again, sir.
yes, and then Ben, and I should actually say thank you too, because that getting the follower stream giveaway worked out really well.
Oh,
Yeah, it worked really well for him. I was
Yes,
like,
it
of course you did.
Getting my new gaming headset, it's on the way.
Nice.
Oh, snap.
There you go.
You know,
See, it was meant to happen, man.
there it
Meant to
is.
be.
Yeah. So we wanted to. We wanted to go over a couple of things here and see kind of what was going on. I really had a couple of questions that was, and we'll expound on all the fun. But so obviously, Rocket League and Call of Duty. But for those of folks that don't know you as of yet, do you want to kind of give your gamey bio here, what's going on with you and your channel? And
Oh, so like from the beginning.
we can get to that point. I mean, kind of what you're doing
So
right
I was
now.
born.
Oh God, get the
I had
popcorn.
And the mold was
controller
broken.
in my hand.
I emerged from the uterus.
It was the original Xbox before it was even dreamt of.
And then the mold was broken.
And that must have been really hard for your mom because those controllers were huge.
Right.
Hello.
She was a very powerful woman. I used to do a lot of Call of Duty back in the day. That's kind of where we really got our start. Excuse me, our start. It was a lot of YouTube videos. we actually did a lot of YouTube montages. I don't know if anybody was a part of that scene back like 8-9 years ago when it was just YouTube was just flooded with these very cinematic theatrical montages.
All the here's my 45 videos of me getting nukes on Call of Duty.
Right, and like 5 feeds and 6 feeds and all kinds of stuff. You know, it was just nothing but sniping. And that was probably, I don't know, we still, I think on our page on YouTube, we still have over 700 subscribers. And that was back from like 7 years ago.
Wow.
So for the, you know, the fact that we still have that on there shows just like how much we actually had people watching every time we put up a video. But
I think I have
kind of
5.
where Call of Duty came from was just, you know, being able to relay that back over to what I do now. And then it still, even after 6 or 7 years of taking a break, I can actually pick up a controller now and still quick scope somehow.
Yeah. Now, are you still mainly playing PC? Do you prefer keyboard, or like where are you on the PC Master Race level of things here?
I mean, excuse me, my throat's like closing up now. So the keyboard and mouse actually came around when PUBG came around, because PUBG, you could never use a controller to save your life. So it was basically nothing but keyboard and mouse. So I had to actually learn that to play that game. So that kind of helped a little bit with Call of Duty as well, until I started picking up the sniper again. And it actually turns out that the controller is better for that one.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of, you know, good experience with both of them.
Yeah, my last keyboard and mouse reference was Quake 2 back in the day, and I am absolutely horrible at it. So it's one of those things that I don't know if I could ever get back into it. It would probably take too much time to even worry about it at that point. But, you know, I get you that switch can sometimes really take somebody, you know, time to really adjust to it. So it's pretty cool that you have that ability to pick up between the two and not really lose too much. Your streams the last couple of days with the snipes only have had some good chuckles in.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the pain and misery.
Yeah. Well, there's that. And I shared your clip to the, as I said, the grenade melee heard around the world. You know?
Oh, I actually saw that one. That was amazing. That was
nothing like killing a guy with a grenade that didn't go off.
Oh my God. The guy. Oh yeah. That launched like.
Was that a double kill?
Yeah,
I saw 2 people die.
On the very last one, I think it was just the one guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was
amazing. It was play the game too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
double kill on a sniper and then just throw one.
Your excitement level when that hit, and then it was play of the game. It was priceless. So yeah. So you know, I wanted to check on that, and then we know from Jen and I dipping into the morning streams that you also have co-streaming in your house. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
The
fiance.
Yeah.
She's been killing it. She wanted to start it around January, like the end of January, when I was having like my 1,000 follower video. Excuse me.
Oh, you're good, man.
I don't know why all of a sudden my throat's wanting to close up. I got the Rona. Anyway.
No! What did you do, Josh?
She wanted to start when I was around 1,000 followers. So we ended up starting her page up, and within about a month and a half, she had already hit the 1,000.
Wow. That's awesome.
Now that I'm at 1.5, she's at like 1.25. So she's shortly going to pass me up here soon. But she's pretty much just Call of Duty streamer, and you know, everybody loves to watch a girl that can game. You know, that's kind of a rare thing.
For that.
See, I've been telling you, Jen, you just no self-confidence.
Nobody wants to watch me fail.
I'm playing Rocket League the other night, and she's like, we have our stream set up where if any of us stream, it casts to our podcast page, and I started streaming, and I was getting ready to get off there, and she's like, should I start streaming? And then she's like, nobody wants to see me play. I was like, you shut it. So... yeah, so we catch that. So are you guys getting a lot of folks that were on your stream that saw her stream? I noticed she's very active in your stream and kind of adds some excitement and, jokeability in there.
She's great. She loves to be involved, and she loves when I'm involved in her chat as well. So it kind of has a good give and take to it.
Yeah. Good.
Jeez. But we kind of help each other and we work around each other. So, it's a really good relationship because even if like she has a bad stream or if I have a bad stream, we kind of console each other and tell each other, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. The next one will get, be better. It'll be awesome. Don't worry about it. It was just one night, and it just works out really well between us.
You guys almost have the rock band mentality of like if you had a bad show, played a song the wrong way or something like that, and you're beating yourself up about it. You kind of have each other to lean on there to be like, all right, it was just it's just one song or just one round, or pick it back up tomorrow and everything will be good. And
yep, exactly.
Cool. That's good. You guys have your back like that, especially with how toxic sometimes some of these game streams can be.
Oh man.
I roll through some of these and just check out some of the streamers, and I look at some of the guys that have a good attitude and kind of like positive jokey stuff. Like you're stuck out because you're pretty animated whenever you have some plays going on, some good stuff that happened. And I think that like whenever you're out there, you just have that like laugh whenever you get going. It's good. So whenever I see stuff like that happening and interacting with the people on the page, that usually sticks out to me. And those are the people that I usually kind of lean towards in there. So I've seen a lot of pages lately where there are people that are just out there to troll. And there's a big difference in streamer and somebody who can take the troll and understand it's a troll and get over it. And the other people who just feed into that and just it eats them alive and they turn into rage monsters. So
yeah, that's what I love about her. Anytime somebody comes up, like I will just say, "Oh, you're pretty." She'll just be like, well, I think you're pretty too." Just kind of turn it back around on them. That or she'll just be straight up with him and just like, F off. Like
that's always good too,
Like, and that's a no.
Everybody laughing as well, and it's just like, oh my god. Like, babe, you can't say that.
It's like, who's the rando?
Right. Most of the time I just won't even read it. I'll just pass by it because I try to at least vet the comments as I'm reading them.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's something okay, or if it's somebody that I know is okay, then I'll read it out loud and be like, okay, that's cool. But if it's somebody random that's coming in that's just like, you're horrible or you're terrible, and I'll just skip right over it. Or if I'm feeling like really kind of not really toxic, but kind of toxic, I'll just be like, well, I think I'm not that bad, and I'm pretty sure everybody else in here would agree with me. So thanks for improving my engagement by putting that comment in there.
Quality
and I'll see you later, man.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I haven't been in there for too long. It's probably been just a couple of weeks now. But you have a couple people that I can tell are jokey. That you interact with that I can tell are like that guys that kind of give you a little ribbon here and there, but seem like they're pretty standard guys. And there's been some other guys in there that you're just kind of like, well, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
So,
especially during the Call of Duty. Man, I feel like the Call of Duty toxicity is like about the same level as the good. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more toxicity in that than there is in Rocket League.
Oh yeah, it's it's an interesting thing to bring up. Is there was a post going around. Somebody asked like, what do you think is the most toxic tier level in Rocket League? And somebody just replied, yes.
It is bad, like, at all levels. Like, I can play, by myself and be with silvers and they're jerks. Or I can play with Josh and be with the higher, like the golds, and they're jerks.
What are they doing that makes it toxic? I haven't played Rocket League, so can they do voice chat or is it all text?
It's pretty much all text. That's most what you see. Somebody will call somebody out for being horrible. And just say, like, you're terrible, dude. Like, who carried you? I've even been blamed at some point in time of being like, dude, who carried you here? But
I think the big
really
one is
just like a wonderment to me.
Yeah, I think the big one is like you miss a save that should be relatively textbook or something like that, and it's like 15 instances of what a save, what a save, what a save.
Yeah.
Little quick chat things, and it's like, get off your
I
horse.
forgot you can do that. Yeah.
And then you get the people where, like, if they are totally waxing you, they're like sending the little easy and telling you you're trash and all that kind of stuff, and you're like, I'm already losing. I don't really need you to, like, point that out to me.
Yeah.
Right. Don't make me so worse about that. Like, better me.
Yeah.
Tell me it's okay, man. Tell me next time we'll get it. I'll do better, man. I promise.
Yeah. So I was talking about this the other day, and on PC you have that ability, that little mod where you can see your MMR score.
Oh boy.
Yes.
And you don't see that in console. And I heard you in your chat the other day talking about, like, oh, I'm at like 1375 or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's right, whatever. And I was like, I wonder what mine is. And then Jen had shared the link to the online site that you can follow your score. And I was like, oh God.
It's so bad. Mine is abysmal.
Ooh. What is it, Jen? What is it?
No. Mm-mm. No. It's an embarrassment.
Come on.
It's an embarrassment.
Can we
That's what it
guess?
is.
And you say yes or no.
We're going to play higher or lower.
You can go for that,
It's
and I will.
somewhere around 345.
Oh, Josh.
I was going to give her a little more credit.
No, that's
Dan's is probably better and he doesn't even play the game.
No, I joke around with that. That was a situation where
That's horrible.
we played
I'm just kidding.
pretty good for a while, and then we picked up heavily in playing Fortnite, and we didn't play for like a month.
Oh.
And then the only time that she played was whenever I was playing, and she was kind of like, okay. So she had a couple times where she just couldn't get back into the game. You get frustrated, game turns off, we don't play it for another week type of deal. So I'd get matches in between and work on stuff, and she would get out of the flow. And then, and I keep telling her, I'm like, it was because of that. Like, you didn't play for a month. Like, you got to get your sticks back in order here. She's like, no, I'm horrible. No, it's pretty much what she said. And then I looked at mine and I'm like, oh, I'm like 645. I'm like, I'm not really no better. I'm like, I want to be up there now. Oh,
it's a struggle, man.
It is.
It's a constant grind. Like, you see me playing in the mornings and it's just a constant, like, God, look, go for the ball. And I'm yelling, like, just constantly to try to get something picked up, and that's every morning. And
yeah. My hilarity with all this too, especially with all that going on, is I still have to go into work most days, and there's like 3 people in my office, so I'll just turn your stream on and set it on the desk while I'm doing other stuff in the office. And there's this lady that sits over the wall from me, and the other day, like, you scored a goal, and it was really quiet for a couple minutes, and then all of a sudden it was just a big, wow, let's go! It's like, what's going on? So high levels of excitement. Yeah, but I always see, like, you flying around and all sorts of crazy stuff happening. I was just like, I just want to be there. So one of these days.
I mean, I just get happy when I can get into the air and get the ball. Like, even if it goes in totally the wrong direction, I'm like, I hit it. I touched the ball.
So from early Rocket League, how long would you say it took you to get to, I mean, we'll say, champ level? Like, how much of a grind of Rocket League has that been?
If you say
very
like
long
3
one.
months, I'm going to find you and hit you.
Yeah, it was like a year and a half.
Say 3 months. Oh.
It wasn't 2.5 months. No, definitely not. I wish I was that talently gifted, but no. Me and a friend of mine actually started a page up on YouTube, and I think we probably went for about a year on there. Well, maybe a little less than a year. Went from kind of gold-ish area to finally hitting champ. So maybe a little less than a year, but that was like every day playing.
Yeah,
Like,
see,
coming
that's a
home
level
and
of commitment that I don't know if I have.
Yeah, it was even worse than what I do now. Even playing stream, 5 days out of the week. So, I would get home and he would just automatically be online, and then we'd start playing, and we would play until late hours of the night. So it's definitely a grind.
Yeah. It's kind of feel though when you hit a point, you probably find a groove where you get in, where you can just start mashing a couple matches, and you start feeling like it all feels good, and you're like, I feel like I have those moments where there's some nights where I feel like I can't lose, like I maybe lose 1 or 2 matches and just smash a bunch of them out, and have other nights where I'm like, I just can't win a match.
Yeah, I love those, especially when they're on stream. Because then I just feel like I'm looking at the chat going, guys, I promise I'm better than this. I promise.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I think what we want to see here is, and I guess I'll double check and see how your throat's still in there if you have a moment to chat through that. I don't want to get you too verklempt here, but I guess the story of Epi and the gaming here, like what kind of brought you in, or what would be your kind of retro Epi? Where did you start, and kind of what brought you through time?
Retro Epi. Long time ago. It was actually about 2003 or 2004 is when I finally got to own my own console, and it was a PlayStation 1. So of course, first game I ever bought was Crash Bandicoot. And that was like a everyday game. We actually lived with my grandpa, who was Jewish. So I think that's the religion where they don't do anything on Sundays and don't have any electronics or anything. So since I was in his house, I couldn't play the PlayStation on Sundays, and I was super, super upset about it. So I played my heart out, like every other day that I possibly could. But that was my first ever console. Of course, there was a whole bunch of friends of mine that had N64. So, of course, it was Mario Kart, like every time I'd go over to a friend's house.
Yeah.
So that's, it's like going way back, like before Rocket League was even dreamt of.
I still have my N64 here, and I'm trying to figure it out if we can get a podcast cookout worked out or something where we're all going to get together. We're going to do I'm going to make it happen that we're going to do Drunk Mario Kart.
Yeah,
we're going to do Drunk Mario Kart. Everybody's going to get sauced up, and we're going to Rainbow Road ourselves into oblivion.
Yes! I love that.
Hashtag plans.
But that's kind of where that all started. And then I kept going into, I got a PlayStation 2. Eventually I just kind of went without a console for a while. A friend of mine ended up getting an Xbox. Very first Xbox, we thought it was the craziest thing in the world to be able to play online with other people.
Oh yeah.
And back then, it was like Halo, and that was it. So
Halo and sports games.
Yeah, basically. And we played that just overnight. Like, I'd get over after school and we'd stay the night and we'd play up until the next day when we had to go to school again.
Damn. That's awesome.
It was insane. Probably, regretting that now because I wasn't really all that great in school and I fell asleep all the time. But
you too, huh?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, right.
Final Fantasy VII, goddamn.
Oh, man.
I wasn't even going to talk about Final Fantasy. Screw those games. Yeah, it was more, we got into Halo, and then it was kind of a short visit to Halo before it was introduced to Call of Duty. And it was back, I didn't really get to play too terribly much of Modern Warfare 2. We kind of jumped straight into Black Ops 1. And in Black Ops 1, I met a team who was mainly from Michigan, who, when I jumped in with all of them together, we wrecked. Every game that we played, we would win. I think the longest win streak, back when they were still counting win streaks, was like 325.
Wow.
Yeah, and the only
closest
reason,
I was going to say to that was 34.
Yeah, the only reason we even lost was I actually took a trip out to Michigan because me and these guys got like actually pretty close as friends. They're an online game, which is crazy. And I went out there and we all hung out, and we had 9 people with 7 screens in one house. And we were playing Ground War when Modern Warfare 3 came out. And the only reason that we even lost is because we had, quite a lot to drink. We were just making a little bit too dumb decisions. And we ended up finally losing our first game after that 325 streak. So after that, Call of Duty just, became a huge thing in our lives. And we started a YouTube page off of it. We, kept doing montages. We would put so much theatrics into these, and eventually we got noticed by like Dare Sniping that had like 400,000 subscribers, and we got to do montages for them. They would come online and do like talks with us. We got to do like dual montages where me and another guy from Dare Sniping would kind of put a montage together, so that was really awesome. And then it just kind of flew from there. So from there, our clan kind of broke up, and my friend JT, about 5 or 6 years down the road, ended up getting a PC, and he told me how awesome it was. And then he was like, "You need to go buy one, dude. It's going to be sick. Let's play together." And of course, his game was Rocket League. So of course I wanted to be a part of that.
Rat bastard. No.
Right.
He sounds like a quality guy.
So yeah, we got playing together on Rocket League about 2 or 3 years ago, and ever since then it's just grown into a huge thing. We started our own YouTube page with that one, and unfortunately that didn't really go very far. We only had about 126 followers, I think, or subscribers. But eventually time went on, and we were, still kicking it, still making videos. And before too long, that friend ended up passing away. But a little bit, fast forwarded a little bit more, I got back on the Rocket League, started playing more, and that's kind of where the page actually comes from, is because I wanted to do stuff like for him and for his family, and kind of living on his dream of wanting to basically play video games for a living.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah. So is that where, I guess I didn't kind of catch up where the name had come from here. But I guess, having a subject like that to base your stream on is always an awesome situation to have. So, how did the Epi name come around then?
So back in the Call of Duty world, my first name was Phil McGroin. So
we've never used a name like that ever.
So that name got reported pretty quick. So I changed it to what I had as my first guitar, which was Epiphone.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, but as I didn't want to think that it was that.
Right.
Dan is our resident guitar guy. So
yeah. So Epiphone, when I had that on, everybody would shorten it up anyway, and they would just call me Epi. and that kind of stuck. I just kind of said, you know what, that's even shorter. Why don't I do that? When you're looking at Call of Duty feeds, you know, you want to have your name pretty short.
Yeah.
So my name on Xbox, of course, this is back when you had like real OG names. It was just BD Epi for Boom Done Epi. And it was crazy to see like a name without hashtags or numbers or, you know, anything like that.
Underscores.
XX_X.
Yeah. Thank you. That's what I was going to bring up too. It's going to be XX_BD Epi _ lowercase, uppercase.
420.
XX Pussy Slayer.
You gotta put a 420 in there.
420, yeah.
We had a whole
Pussy Slayer.
we had a whole episode talking about screen names and things like that at one point, and I try to remember
Well, PlayStation finally let us change our names.
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of
That's
people
what it
were
was. That's
done
what
with
it
their
was.
pussy splaying days.
Yeah. You know, they hit that point where like, how many people had that name? You know, something like that they added when they were like 10. That the thought was like, oh, I'm big and bad, 360 Pussy Slayer XX, and now they're like, yeah, I'm Phil.
Phil McGowan.
I love that name. Everybody else loved that name. I was like, who is really that sensitive of eyes to not want to see Phil McGroin on a screen?
I mean, it depends on whether or not you were beating them, I think.
I was going to say, that's super salty.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Wait, this guy's a 325 win streak? Nah.
Yeah,
He's been
exactly.
reported.
Like,
You can't
I'm going to
talk about that
report
name.
your name because I don't like you now.
He's not cheating. What can we get him on?
Yeah.
The name. That's it. Yeah.
So that was actually the name that stuck around. So eventually, when I joined up with my friend JT on YouTube, his name had always been Schecter Freak. And the guitar guru here will know, you know, Schecter guitars.
Yep.
So his name shortened up was Shek. And I know it goes out of order with alphabet, but our channel at first was called Shek and Epi. So it like kind of ran together really easily off the tongue.
You guys sound like a morning show.
Yeah, right. Shek and Epi.
Checking Epi in the morning.
And there was a couple people that kind of picked up on
awesome,
it. And they were like, that's cool though. Like, you guys have like guitars. And I was like, yeah, somebody actually realizes, like, holy crap. And that was a cool moment. But yeah, ever since then, it's just been Epi all the way, basically.
All right. Nothing wrong with that, man. It's all good.
Or as some
I kinda wondered.
streamers
We
call
were-
it's EPI. Like, you know.
we were trying to figure out where that was at. So, and I was like, well, we'll just ask him. So, yeah. So, I mean, you know, thanks for letting us into that side of your life. I mean, it's a pretty cool little story we got there, and
Yeah.
you know, filling out the gaps for those of us that knew you and those of us that were getting to know you for a bit here.
Yeah.
So we're going to run into a different topic here of, like right now, lots of people being out of work. But streamers are definitely getting more love right now because, well, there's nothing else going on. Everybody's hitting the end of either, their Netflix streams or Pornhub and, need new things to watch. So, you know, randomly the other day, I heard somebody complaining about not having sports to watch. And so I went through like, Twitch and I pulled like anybody who's missing football. Here's your Madden 20, streamers. Anybody who's missing baseball. Here's your MLB The Show streamers who's missing whatever. And so I pulled like, you know, 4 or 5 different streams out, you know, and put those in for people. I'm like, go find somebody. Like be a part of these people are trying to, you know, make the best of a bad time.
Right.
You know, so I try to push that out there. So that was definitely a good thing to see there. But during all this, you know, it's that time where everybody needs a little comfort.
Right.
So the one thing we wanted to talk about is comfort gaming. You know, we all have that game where, you know, if you're having a shit day, a shit week or something like that, you can just like, there's a game that you always pull out, or you can pull it up, and anytime you get it pulled up, you're just like, oh yeah, this is it. It's awesome. I'm gonna catch back up in the world and feel all good inside. You know.
I
So,
think
you know,
mine
we'll
was more like taking out anger on.
That's valid.
yeah,
That's
that
valid,
works
man.
too. So I tell you what, we'll pick on the quiet guys here because I know I was kind of leading this because I found you and brought you in. So, but Dan,
All right.
where are you at with your comfort gaming?
Right now, I think the big one for me has been Monster Hunter World Iceborne, just because it's such a huge freaking time sink. Like the thing I like about that series is because you can't completely tune out. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of technical side to the game, so like it keeps your brain engaged and keeps you from kind of like thinking too much of what else is going on. Like it's a good escapism for me. But the other one that I got into now, thanks to Ben and Jen, is Animal Crossing, the game I never thought I would want to buy, but yeah, now I can't put it down. It's
Those meddling kids in there.
Well, I mean, for me, I mean, with the little kids at home, it's wholesome enough that I know that they can play it, and they're actually really peaceful about it. You know, I'm kind of feeding them gifts every night. For, you know, when they behave, they get a little 15, 20 minutes to play it, and they get to open up their surprises and stuff like that. So it's fun for a family to play that one right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's clicking about it for me more than I thought it would.
And it's blowing up like crazy right now too. I mean,
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts.
It's like the perfect time for it to release. Obviously not the best, circumstance, but definitely worked out for the game.
Yeah, I think it would have been big anyway because it's Animal Crossing, and
That's true. Yeah.
all of those people who have loved Animal Crossing since the beginning have been waiting for this.
Right.
And I just think, between the fact that it's Animal Crossing and the circumstances being what they are, it's perfect.
I think one of the crazy things with Animal Crossing right now has been like the people that you don't expect it to hit.
Yes.
Like the other day I saw Ronda Rousey doing a stream of all things, like trying to, make the best out of the rough times right now. And she was like doing a stream for charity playing Animal Crossing. And
She was?
Yeah.
What?
But she was doing it from bed, and I thought that was really weird.
How is that weird?
She's done all of her streams from bed.
Yeah.
I think that's her most comfort. That's, literally comfort gaming right there.
I mean, I
it's
guess so,
awesome.
but I just think it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I
weird,
think it's awesome.
disrespectful?
It seems like, she's that intimidating figure that, is known for punching people in their faces until they tap. And just to be like, hey, what are you going to play online? Like, you figure like UFC or something like Combat-y, whatever. Nope, Animal Crossing. All right.
Don't get me wrong. It's not because it's her that it's weird. I would think it was weird to see anybody in their bed playing a game. I just think that's weird. I don't know. My bed is my place.
For her, she can pretty much do, I think, whatever she wants.
Well, yeah, I'm
Like,
sure.
so many people tuning into that thing. It doesn't matter regardless.
I-
of what she-
I'll find your address.
Yeah, she's going to come find you, Jen.
I don't want to be the one to tell her that she can't stream from her bed.
It's weird.
I feel like, I don't know. It's just me, obviously, but I just think it's weird.
12 million followers.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow. I bet they're all happy that. No, I'm not going to finish that thought. They don't think it's weird.
Uh-huh. Like,
See,
I
Dan, I was kind of surprised in there with that though. I figured that with all that you'd have a little WoW in there for the comfort part.
I haven't gone back to WoW. I mean, but that was my thing for so many years. But I just I can't go back to the same level that I used to. So I've lost interest in it.
At one point, I remember you said that it just felt like a second job, and that
that's what it was. I mean, I'm not trying to pretend that I was top tier competitive or anything, but I was rating at least what they would call medium core. Like we were rating 2-3 nights a week. We were getting content down as it was current and all that. But it's when you're playing that with 25 other people. Yes, it was a part-time job managing it. Like you were shift manager, making sure that you had everyone there in every role that you needed, and if they didn't, you had to have backups ready. And, farming your materials for potions and buffs and all that kind of crap for a raid. It's like, I don't have the time for that anymore as a father of 3,
So I think escapism wise, though, it probably is a good,
yeah, for sure.
for somebody to get
there.
into. Like, it'll definitely absorb you.
Yep.
If you let it.
I mean, it absorbed me for 13 years straight, pretty much.
Woo!
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
like I mean, I didn't play much else when I was on that, but it's that was a very different time. But yeah,
Man.
it's definitely a good one for comfort if you want to get lost for several hours or several years of your life. Go play WoW.
Good times.
Good times. Let's see here. Jen.
I was going to say, you pick. I've handed off hosting duties to you for this one. Like,
Oh.
I'm just kind of enjoying the ride. I don't have to do the work. All right. But if
That's
you're going to
what
make
she
me
said.
go next, I guess I have to talk. What did you say?
I said that's what she said.
Oh,
Well,
I thought if you asked if he was recording from bed, I was like, oh, jeez.
no.
How dare you, Jen?
You can't see me though. That's different.
So weird.
You can't,
So weird,
you
guys.
can't see me.
Happy, I'm so sorry you had to see this, man.
Oh, for
That's
God's
fine,
sake.
dude.
If you could see me and I was in bed, I would feel weird. I would feel weird being
gonna
in my
take-
bed showing that to the world. Okay?
We're gonna take care of that in post edit.
Wait, showing what now?
Post.
Lord have mercy. And here I thought this was going to be a nice, calm, collected stream this
Nope.
time around because we had a guest. I know.
Hey,
What was
it
I
all
thinking?
derailed as soon as Josh pulled out the pussy flare. And I was like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
And we're back.
PG's out of the window there.
Yeah. PG's on every stream. We'll leave that to the stream.
But yeah, so yeah, Jen, comfort gaming, yeah, not
All
bed
right.
comfort gaming, like games.
Hashtag Terraria.
Comfort gaming. Heyo. Well, we've already talked about Animal Crossing, which is one of the ones that was on my list. Yeah, so I guess I have two others that I would say right now. One of them is Terraria. Thank you, Ben.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, yeah. Like I would ever forget my baby Terraria.
Going
Well,
on
you kind
all
of did
four
with Animal
systems.
Crossing.
It what? What'd you say, Ben?
I said, well, you kind of did with Animal Crossing now. It's kind of taken over for everybody. Or are you still playing Terraria?
That doesn't mean I have forgotten
Oh,
it.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I would like to get back into it. I'm kind of at a point where everything got a lot harder. So it's like everything is work now, and it's not that it's not fun work. I would be doing it if I didn't have Animal Crossing, but Animal Crossing is so light and happy and, dare I say, easy. Huh?
I feel yeah, that's the same situation for me with Monster Hunter Generations on the Switch.
So that's what makes it so comforting, though.
Yeah, and it's just nice, very wholesome game. No death and pain involved other than being stung by wasps,
Knocked out by tarantulas.
They're tarantulas. Yes, they're a little evil. But anyway, yes, so Terraria, if you have not heard me preach about this before, and I know most of you have, it is kind of a 2D Minecraft type deal, very open world sandboxy kind of thing. Lots of mining and crafting and lots of fighting. I think it's more fighting oriented than Minecraft because Terraria has kind of a boss progression, whereas Minecraft is just very freeform. I think there's a couple of bosses that you eventually get to, but it's not quite the same type of thing. But Terraria is one of those games that I sit down and I can play it and hours go by and I don't even realize it's happened. Like, I look up and it's the middle of the day and I'm drooling on myself and I've been sitting there for hours like, oh, hey now, maybe I should go do something else.
What an awesome image.
It's amazing.
Where coronavirus disappears when she logs off.
That's the resting gamer face right there.
But anyway,
Trademarked, by the way.
Nice.
Yes.
That was my thing with Ark. Like, I feel that with the whole hour wasting. Like, you get started on a project and you go up to a mountain and collect stuff and mine for things. Before you know it, It's 3:00 in the morning, and your person that you were playing with is already passed out, and you've been talking to no one for an hour.
Is that the dinosaur survival game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that always looked interesting to me.
Our friend, good old Seth Fafa, said that Ark was pretty much just Minecraft with dinosaurs.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is how he would describe that.
Basically. Yep.
It was always just too expensive for me to want to get into it. Like I was always intrigued, but not full game
$60?
price intrigued.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah. We got
So
way
is it-
too into that game. It was even to the point where my friend that I would do YouTube videos with, I'd go to sleep and tell him, like, dude, I can't do this anymore. And I'd wake up and he'd still be on overnight.
Wow.
He was like, hey, man, look in the chest. I got some cool stuff for you. I'm going to go to bed. Like, yeah, I've been up all night. You know, we're just making stuff. Oh, my God. And then we would, like, take shifts on the game. Like, who does that?
Pardon me. So is that one of your, if we jumped over there, is that one of your comfort games to it?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually played that game, but yeah, that was kind of one of those ones that you could just sink into and not worry about anything going on in your life. You just kind of get so sucked into it and just pray to God you don't get trampled by a T-Rex. That was your biggest worry. So
Could you tame the dinosaurs? Like, could you have them as pets?
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Of course, the bigger they are, the longer it would take, and the more energy you spent on it. But yeah, you could pretty much tame.
That's what
any-
she said.
Oh,
Hey,
And now Ben, we're gonna lose Ben for another 4 months.
why's that? Oh, yeah.
Minecraft and dinosaurs. I figured knowing you and your kids thing for dinosaurs. I didn't know if we were gonna.
Yeah,
lose
I think it might be on sale. I might have to check that out at some point.
It has
Didn't
been
know if we were
on
gonna
sale
have another
recently.
Witcher instance where you just
Oh, my
disappeared for
gosh.
like 4 months and
oh,
Hey, well, those are my comfort games. I mean, there's like anything that can fully immerse me and just remove
Good
me from.
story.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah. For me, it was The Witcher 3. I mean, I was heavily invested in that game. I mean, that was just so engrossing. Choosing the different, decisions, watching the cutscenes.
right.
There's something super special. And for me, it's also Skyrim. I don't know how many hundreds of hours I put into that one. That doesn't have as much of a main story quest, but it's just the exploration that gets to you.
Yeah.
Spend hours there. But I think, any RPG that has the ability to just immerse me, get me a good story. I mean, it's like playing a movie, and that's just constantly having hours and hours of being able to enjoy it.
Right. That's kind of how I am with those. It's if I play anything like that, it has to have a good story to it.
Right.
I can't, for some reason, do open world stuff. Like, to me, it just doesn't feel like it very much has a story. It just feels like more grind than anything else. But that's just me. I've never really been the type to play like Skyrim,
Right.
or those big open world stuff.
Have you played Red Dead Redemption 2? Or online?
I haven't.
It's a good story, but it has the hell open world thing. It's a good good hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
that red dang dementia.
Red dang dementia.
Oh man, was that a real story?
Yeah.
Did that actually happen?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's too good.
Yeah, one of our friends, he went to had a relative go to a GameStop looking for the game. And it was like an older relative, and his grandma went into the store like, "You got that red dang dementia?"
What?
So yeah, that happened. So,
That's awesome.
yeah. So we'll see here. Ben, you got any other comfort games? We'll switch it up to your side of the world. You already said.
I
You're
mean,
cutting me off.
did I cut you, Jen? I'm sorry. Oh my gosh,
It
Jen.
was me cutting her off. What was your other one? You did say you had an extra.
Yeah, I was actually going to toss a nice little recommendation out there for Dragon Quest Builders 2, even though it is very similar to Terraria in concept. but it is much more guided and has a story and a
I'll give it
structure.
+1. I'll give it +1 to that. I'm playing it too.
Yeah,
I'll give it a -1 to that one. I've never tried Dragon Quest ever in my life again.
but it's not. Well, it's not the. It has the same kind of personality as a Dragon
Does
Quest
it have the
RPG.
same battle music?
No,
Oh, okay, cool. There you go.
it has
+1.
nothing in common with Dragon Quest XI except for being Dragon Quest. That is literally it.
That sounds like a lot.
That's
a lot of letters.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, it is. It's not. It's not even really an RPG like that. But it's kind of like a guided Minecraft. You know, it has quests and structure and characters and plot and a lot of quirky puns and fun one-liners, and it's just really. It's just
So
really
all
good.
the stuff that you hate in real life
Yes.
has all that. That's what makes it a good game.
Yes. Pretty much.
I hate your one-line pun dad jokes, but they're so great in this game.
It's
That's
a
true.
totally different thing,
That's
Josh.
so true, man.
It's a totally different thing.
As long as I can do it without being out in society. That's why I love it.
As long as I can do it behind closed doors and nobody
Listen.
else knows.
It doesn't matter.
In my bed.
It doesn't matter if I think you're funny or not. I'm never going to admit it to you. So
Tough crowd.
I have standards.
She would admit it if you're funny. It's just me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Josh specifically.
There's a whole backstory of. Yeah. Anyway, you don't have that much time.
All right,
Dang.
no.
We'll save
Now-
that for another one.
We'll add a few chapters into your
Special
stream someday.
documentary episode.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
all.
So then,
Now I am done officially.
yeah. All right. So now, Ben, you can let us know where else you are in your comfort gaming.
Oh, that was pretty much it. I mean,
okay.
like everyone was talking, Animal Crossing right now is just that. I mean, with the kids being at home and no one being able to go outside, the few hours I can get at night, or the 30-minute dump that I can secretly take with my Switch in there, and it's like the perfect thing to take in there and just kind of
Secretly.
Smash Brothers.
Animal pooping.
They're animal pooping. I have to disappear for a little bit and then have the excuse. I was actually in the bathroom this whole time. So, but yeah, you can shake those trees, plant some things. Very, very, very zen kind of game. So that's been really relaxing, and really in the past it's been Elder Scrolls Online and Red Dead Online. I mean, just getting on the horse, exploring this corner of the map, hunting, whatever. It's always been my jam. So exploration and story, pretty much. That's the recipe for mine.
I can see that. Let's see here. It's
Yeah.
just on to me. It's just me.
I think that leaves us.
It's
with
just
you.
Yeah. Yeah. I would eclectic mix of weird. If I go retro gaming, then there was a game for the regular NES called Guerrilla War. It was like top down, horrible graphics, but it was just hilariously fun to play, and you could endless continues, so you could just play the game start to finish. And you're supposed to attack the bad guys and save the villagers and whatever. But if you shot the villagers, it was negative points, and the points didn't matter. It's kind of like whose line is it anyway? So
I had to look it up. Yeah, I played that one.
Yeah.
I remember that.
and it was you could just get they had the standard you kill things and it will drop a big square with a S or an F or whatever. It all stood for different weapons, kind of like Contra-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing was the flamethrower, because it was just a giant red, glare of death. And the enemies were you could just shoot them once and they would die. So you would the flamethrower had endless ammo. So it was just all over the place. Greatness.
So much
And-
comfort.
yeah, and it's you could just die as many times. You didn't have to worry about guarding or have any strategy. It was just it's the equivalent of a hack and slash game that you just never die on. So there's stuff
codes.
yeah. stuff like that. Of all weird
Good to know
things
that-
on the.
Josh's idea of comfort is a pixelated cloud of death.
I mean, I don't
Uh,
see any problems with that.
And then every once in a while I'll still get the Super Nintendo. I'll play a little bit on that, and there was a weird game that somebody had I borrowed, and it was Saturday Night Slam Masters.
Oh,
It was a Capcom wrestling game, and it was awesome.
Saturday Night Slam.
Yeah,
I feel like we talked about that game before.
we did. Probably. But stuff like that. I mean, but right now PlayStation's kind of where I'm at, so much like you and your Rocket League, I can pretty much just Rocket League without thinking about it. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, see, I can't do that. I gotta.
You're
work
actually
too
playing
hard.
right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you're actually playing Rocket League
Yeah,
as we were
see, he's
speaking?
capable.
Oh
I
my
cannot
God.
hold a conversation.
Yeah. So,
Probably
so
winning
that
too.
I am. I've won the last 7 matches.
See, that's when you need to play Rocket League. The
But
MMR
yeah,
will just shoot right up.
Yeah. So I do this. Fortnite's pretty fun. I don't necessarily have that moment where I have to win. But it used to be Destiny. Destiny was great whenever we were all playing it, and it was I could just veg out and shoot stuff for a while.
Hmm.
Those things were all good. We've had a couple of games that were like that. I mean, heck, GTA was that way for us for a while. We would all just get on and veg out and laugh.
Oh yeah.
That's where we solidified our friendship. Jesus, I forgot about that.
But I gotta say right now it's probably Rocket League, and it used to be Final Fantasy VII because I put a lot of hours into that game. I mean, a lot. But
Can't wait for the remake.
I know, me too.
Oh, it's coming out on my birthday.
Well, it's already out now.
Well,
If you're
Not digitally
Australian.
though. Can I get it digitally
If
and
you're
play it?
Australian.
No,
Yeah,
not
just-
yet.
just-
It's digital's still locked, but the physical ones they've kind of told everyone to break street dates. So there's people in Australia that are playing it. I'm waiting for my copy to ship, but I mean it was supposed to come out before my birthday in March. So when it got pushed back, I was like, God damn it! I pre-ordered that for my birthday present from everyone.
Yeah, see, I wasn't
like,
getting
you
the
just want it.
physical. I wasn't going to get the physical edition, so I still have to wait.
Well, it's because I'm cheap. They did, around E3, they always do those, pre-order now and you get 30% off. So I mean, I'm getting that game for, about half off. It's like, why not?
You're not
Did you say
cheap.
that's-
You're a dad.
Oh, that too,
Exactly, yeah.
I did not think that's what you were going to say, and I was like, "That's right." Oh, I'm dad. Yeah, dad is what he is. What?
What were you
Hey,
gonna
Jen,
say?
you've got kids.
Shush, Ben. Ben,
Oh, sorry.
there are guests
hey,
present.
hey, Dan. So you said Square. Excuse me. Square told them to break the street date.
Yeah, because they weren't sure if people were going to get it in time. So they said, pretty much if you have the stock, ship it out as soon as you can.
Oh shit! Do you think
Yeah,
that might apply to Sony too with digital orders?
No, the digital ones, I think they're all going live on the same day, but it's because the physical ones, I think it would, I think the 10th falls on Good Friday and they were worried about people being closed and getting it several days after launch. So I think they kind of say, you know what, given the circumstances, just, if you have it, ship it.
Damn.
So it's kind of a cool move on their part, but,
I don't know. I mean, it is, but at the same time, if they're going to break street date on the physical edition,
Yeah,
It's-
they could
it's
have done
kinda-
digital too.
yeah, it's kind of crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get my copy when I get it. I'm just gonna not watch any stream anyway, just to stay in the dark.
I'm definitely getting it though, because that's my birthday present to me.
Oh, do you ever have that moment whenever you see someone's screen name and you think it very well fits in? I just found this.
X underscore.
No,
420
Pussy Slayer.
Yeah, that's what I didn't want to say it again. I've already said it too many times.
I have this screen name is something that sounds like I would give Jen, and this person's screen name was Your Face is Spacey.
Oh God,
Oh my god.
that is something you would say to me.
Sorry.
Face is facey.
Yes.
I was, for some reason, I don't know why, expecting just so much worse than that.
Right.
It's just a very Josh thing to say.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is.
Facey face.
Yep.
With facey face on.
Yeah. All right. Well, we missed anything comfort-wise? I don't know. I think that we pretty much got most of it covered.
Yeah, whatever people need to feel good and kind of get the craziness out of the world right now, out of their minds. So
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're reeling it in towards the end here. So, take a few minutes here, Epi, if you want. We would very much appreciate you having an opportunity to plug what you've got going on. Plug your page, plug your stream, whatever you need to do.
Sweet.
Do your thing, man.
Well, guys, you can find me at facebook.gg/Epi Gaming Live. If you enjoy just some very high-pitched laughter from a guy that doesn't look like I should be able to have that voice, then come and stop by for some good Modern Warfare and Rocket League stream. Very competitive gameplay, and that's
Come
about
for
it.
the Viking. You come for the Viking look.
Yes.
Hang out for the high pitched
I'll
laughter.
definitely be following, man.
And then you stay for the beard. That's
Yes.
I'm gonna change my username to XX. Nah.
yes, please.
Hey, it's me, man. You remember?
I can see you guys making a page now on Facebook, and it's just going to be underscore X pussy slayer. Drop into the chat and just say,
Oh,
hi.
there's the episode title, guys, right there.
Oh, please. Oh, that would make my day.
So in theory,
Whoa. Hang on. Where's this going?
Good.
Segue.
no,
Hey,
I was just going
Hello.
to say, episode title wise, I would love to do that.
we can use dollar signs. It's all good.
You don't have to use X's. You can use dollar signs.
Yeah, $XX pussy slayer.
Oh,
Pimp-
you all missed
Pimp
the
for
entire.
life with the number 4.
Oh,
420.
Yeah, 420.
Can't forget, man.
Oh my god. Okay, sorry, you were saying.
Yeah. No, you're good.
You can dress us
We're
up,
good.
but you can't take us out.
There you go. That's what it is. Oh yeah, but did you have anything else you need to plug? I know that I heard rumblings of a Rocket League tournament coming up here. Or
We'll see. We might end up pushing it back. We kind of took it off for now, just to wait and see what kind of traction it would get. But
Okay.
we might come up with that maybe towards the end of April. Release a little bit more information on it.
yeah, all good, man. I said I heard the rumblings, and I thought that might have been something that if it was getting through the radar or not. So
Gotcha.
all good. Well, there's nothing else going on. We definitely appreciate you taking the time out. I know you have a busy schedule and the fiance as well with the streaming and all that. So we really appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks for having
Thanks
me.
for
man.
having us, man. Hopefully it was a
Yeah,
good time
it's been a
for you.
pleasure, man. It's great meeting
Yeah.
you. Dude.
So fun.
Yes,
You guys want to have me back? I'm totally down for anything.
absolutely,
Awesome, man.
man.
Hell yeah, for
hear
sure.
that? He's down for anything.
You
You be careful what you say around us.
Within the confines of the law.
And
Oh, you know
without-
what? And we'll
without-
make a special change to your Discord name. So we'll reserve the
Oh god.
XX.
Oh yes. I'm blaming that forever.
Yeah.
Just make sure you do your next stream from bed just for Jen.
Oh,
Oh, hell yes. There it is.
Tomorrow
I
morning.
literally have 5 followers.
Just like a
have
hashtag
5
weird in
viewers.
the background.
you'd be like, you're not a cute girl in bed. That's not okay.
Or is he?
Or is he?
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
He's like,
shit.
wait a minute.
He's gonna stream tomorrow with pajamas and a nightcap on, like
Yes.
one of the
Okay.
old school, like
Okay. I would actually low
With a
key love that. The nightcap, especially. Like if it's the little, it's got the little fuzzy pom pom
God.
on the end.
and have
I
like
need
a
that.
5 foot long nightcap that's
Yes.
like night before Christmas level of
Yes.
walking around with a candle on my finger, just
Oh
fetch
my
me my
God.
tea.
Please, for me, do it for me. People would not know what to do with you.
You need 2 nightcaps, one on the head, one on the beard. That's right there.
One
You cannot take that
specifically-
image out of anyone's head.
Oh,
God, if that
man.
happens, I am screen capping the shit out of that and sending it to all of you.
Yes.
I'll take the royalty check.
Oh,
I'll
man.
think about it. I'll put that in the list of suggestions.
Put
that
that in
for,
the list of
It's
suggestions
not a very long list.
and bury it forever.
You know, friend game Friday. You know, you just show up in costume.
Today we frag noobs while building a pillow fort.
Ooh, so fun.
For every win, you get an extra pillow that you can make your fort bigger.
Oh man.
Okay. Yep, that's going in there.
Yeah, and this is where we put the
Box.
outro music.
So again, we appreciate you coming out. Thanks for putting up with us and all that. And we'll definitely have an opportunity to get you back in here. It's been a good episode.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
good.
thanks so much, man. We really, really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right. And on that note, I will. I'm going to relinquish my hosting back to Jen for the next episode by saying, "Peace out, everyone."
Hey, take it easy.
Bye.
Later.
Deuces.
Peace.